Hello, viewers. It's Josie. Welcome back to Eclectic Movie Reviews. And today, the day of this recording is June 25th, 2026. So it is the second to last day of the school calendar year, at least in the district where, of the town that I live in and where my mom works in. And I believe, I don't know. Have to double check about the library where I work at, but anyway, so for those of you who've been following my channel for a while know that I like to do awards for the movies, the first time watches of movies that I've done over the course of the school calendar year. And this is one of those. But first I'm going to talk about briefly talk about three movies that are that are represented in the awards that I haven't talked about on the channel before. So the other movies that I'm giving out awards to I have talked about before, but these three I'm going to talk about first. I haven't yet. So without further ado, the first film I want to discuss is The Jade Raksha from 1968, directed by Mang Hua Ho. So a tough-as-nails swordswoman named Lang Kui Han, aka the Jade Raksha, played by Cheng Peng Pei from Dragon Inn, is pursuing revenge against the killing of her family by killing those in the Yan family. And she doesn't know which member of the Yan family killed her family, so she's slicing her way up until she finds the culprit, if you will. And on her journey, she meets Chu Yin Hao, played by Ching Tang, who is also out for vengeance. You would think from the sound of this movie that it would be a typical Out for Justice team-up movie, and there's a little bit of that, but the narrative becomes more complex, as it actually deconstructs the wuxia vengeance seeker trope by questioning the purpose behind the character's intentions. You would also think that there would be implied romance between our two leads, but that is not the case. In fact, Zhu Ying Hao forms a romance with another woman, and thank God no love triangle happens. That would have ruined the movie. I won't explain in detail what happens, and while there is no love triangle, his relationship with this woman and her family does create a conflict of interest. The titular Jade Raksha, but rather than having clear winners and losers, the Jade Raksha explores redemption, healing from generational trauma, and the possibility of creating new beginnings for oneself. And that's what makes it stand out as a wuxia film. And it's underrated as far as Shaw Brothers classics are concerned. The next film I'm going to discuss is a film brought up. I believe I heard about it on Quentin Tarantino when on the Pure Cinema podcast. Quentin Tarantino went on to discuss the director William Bodine, and this is Elric Kane was a big champion of the film Sparrows from 1926, directed by William Bodine and starring Mary Pickford. And the story is set in the American South at a baby farm by a swamp swarming with alligators. Baby farms, for those of you who do not know, were basically unregulated foster homes that took in either orphan children or children from unwed mothers in exchange for profit. The baby farm in the story is managed by a truly abusive man named Mr. Grimes. The children are poorly fed and clothed and are forced into labor. Mary, played by Mary Pickford, is the oldest of the bunch. She was 34 at the time when she played her, but I'm able to forgive it. Mary acts as their leader, and she's the kinder caretaker. Mr. Grimes, in cahoots with the gang, conspires to steal a girl named Doris from her wealthy father and make her a new addition to the baby farm. When the police come into the picture, Mr. Grimes reasons to dispose of Doris into the swamp, and it is up to Mary and the ragtag farm children to stop this from happening and bring Doris back home. Elric Kane wrote on Letterboxd, Mary Pickford is Furiosa in William Bodine's Fury Road. Yeah, Sparrows is such a thrilling an emotionally resonant narrative about found family and teamwork. It brought to light an issue that wasn't addressed so much at the time. And Mary Pickford fought to get this film made to teach people about the abuse of children at baby farms. And as of now, Sparrows is available to watch on YouTube, Tubi, and there's a Kino Blu-ray. I recommend you watch it because this is a film that inspires perseverance and hope. And then finally, I'm going to talk about Sumo Do, Sumo Don't from 1992, directed by Masayuki Suo. And again, this is another one of those ragtag team of misfit narratives set in the world of competitive college university sumo wrestling. This film is an ensemble piece, but the main character is Shuhei, played by Masahiro. Let me just double check his name. Masahiro Motoki, a very well regarded Japanese actor who's just recently at Cannes. He was in a film directed by Kiyoshi Kurosawa called Samurai and the Prisoner, which I am dying to see. It's being released by Janus Films, so that means it in July, at the end of July, which means it'll come on Criterion Channel some point in the fall or winter. Can't wait for that. So Shuhei is missing some credits to graduate, and Professor Anayama, who used to be a sumo champion, makes a deal with Shuhei that he could graduate if he joins the sumo team. Prior to Shuhei joining, the only member of the sumo team was a guy named Aoki Tomio, who's been repeating academic years, like the college version of getting held back, if you will. Aoki, Shuhei, and a female graduate student studying under Professor Anayama named Natsuko Kawamura, who happens to be the club manager, despite not being a sumo wrestler, recruit more members. Shuhei's younger brother Haruo is welcomed into the club. There's a British exchange student named George Smiley, and two heavy-set people join, and there's a male student named Hosaku Tanaka and a female student named Masako Mamiya, and the latter of the two joins later. Masako has a crush on Haruo, and what's great about this film is that with regard to this, is that it handles the overweight, I struggle to say fat or overweight because I don't want to offend anybody, but the more heavier set characters in a very tasteful manner. And although Tanaka's presence is comedic, he's not a punching bag. And with Masako, we see an individual bravely step out of what's comfortable and familiar to them into a community that allows her to love and accept them, allows her to love and accept herself. And while Sumo Do, Sumo Don't follows the classic sports movie formula of a team not being good at first but later succeeding, it is equally, if not more, focused on being a coming-of-age character study of all these unique club members. And their found family, you know? This is such a feel-good movie. And, this is a great gateway international film, for those who are, newly introduced to watching movies with subtitles. And so as of now, Sumo Do, Sumo Don't is available to stream on Mubi for those who have it. Me not being one of them, because I don't want to give Israel any money. And there's a Blu-ray from Film Movement that's a Masayuki Suo combo pack containing both this and Fancy Dance, which is another sort of ragtag team of misfits movie, but depicting Buddhist myths. Yeah, so those are the three movies that I wanted to bring up. So here are my winners for the awards. I'm gonna go bottom line up. I'm sorry, I apologize for the air conditioner. For VFX, for its very practical effects, Chinese Ghost Story 1 and 2 from 1987 and 1990 respectively. For best sound, Paper House from 1988. For Best Score, Michael Stern's score for Baraka, 1992. For Stunt Choreography, King Boxer from 1972, aka Five Fingers of Death, but King Boxer is such a better title. For Makeup, Society from 1989. For Editing, actually, this is a film I didn't give a summary for, but I'll just say it's a really fun musical comedy. I didn't have time to write a review of this, but Hell's a Poppin' from 1941. Really fun little movie. Available to watch on YouTube. Really good satire. For Costumes, Don't Play Us Cheap from 1972. For Production Design, Paper House from 1988. For Cinematography, Black and White, Sparrows, 1926. Cinematography Color, Mediterraneo, 1991. For Supporting Actress, Kelly MacDonald for Two Family House from 2000. For Supporting Actor, Lidio Silva for Black God, White Devil, 1964. Actually, did I talk about on this channel? I don't remember, but anyway, regardless if I didn't mention any of these before, it felt, at least I reviewed some of them. But anyway, back to the game here. For Adapted Screenplay, Margaret Fitz and Joan David Brown for Stars in My Crown from 1950. That's a Jacques Tourneur film I talked about on this channel before. Original Screenplay, Masayuki Suo for Sumo Do, Sumo Don't. Lead Actress. This was tough, because if I were to give a runner-up, I don't typically do runner-ups with these, but if I were to give a runner-up, it would be Lauren Ambrose for Psycho Beach Party, which I just want to give a brief shout out to, because she's so awesome at how she plays multiple characters, basically. But the real winner for lead actress is Chang Pengpei for The Jade Raksha, 1968. For lead actor, Danny Glover for To Sleep with Anger from 1990. For acting ensemble, Beijing Watermelon from 1989. For director, Charles Burnett, To Sleep with Anger, 1990. And finally, Best Picture, To Sleep with Anger from 1990. There you have it. Thank you those are my awards for first-time watches of the 2025-2026 school calendar year. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope everybody had a really good school year and has a really good summer. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now. Happy summer!